Irish on the wicket over in the Championship as Blackburn Rovers return to action, return to Ewood Park this coming Tuesday. Standing in the way is, of course, Eustace Old Club. What I mean by that, Coventry City. Can we finally get the better of the Sky Blues? We'll take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another match preview. Looking forward to Blackburn Rovers taking on Coventry at Ewood Park, and we'll get to that in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to subscribe for Blackburn Rovers World Football. We're going to all hear under one Rooski. That's right, Rovers coming into this on the back of a defeat. Coventry coming into this on the back of a victory. What will go on at Ewood Park? We'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe. Your one-stop shop is here, and a big shout out to the members and the Patreons. That's right. Can Eustace, of course, get one over his old club? Of course, a familiar club to him in his playing days. He's not been there as a manager, but he's very familiar with Coventry, and of course, hoping to get the better of them this time around. So let's take a look at the game itself. Coming up. Alrighty then, folks. Blackburn Rovers coming into this on the back of 42% form for them at the moment, sitting 5th in the table with 42 points for the season. They've actually only won twice at the last 6 up against Coventry, who coming into this 14th in the table, 32 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're rocking 67% form, so it does look like Frank Lampard is finally getting a tune out of this Coventry City squad. Now, the history books looks like this. 25 times they have played each other since 1993. 6 wins, Rovers, 9 wins, Coventry, 10 draws between the two sides. Rovers have a 4-0 win on our record compared to their 5-0 win. But we have actually scored more goals despite losing less, scoring 35 goals compared to 34, averaging 1.40 goals a game compared to 1.36 goals a game. Rovers' last home victory against Coventry was all the way back in 1997. Let's take a look then at, of course, the last 6. Not good for Rovers. Haven't won in those last 6. Of course, we also lost against them this season with Thomas Ashanti, a player that is linked, a player that we mentioned throughout this video here, scoring in that game against Rovers at the old RCA Stadium. Had you right, Jake Bidwell as well. Last time at this very venue was a 0-0 draw. Liam Kitchen also linked with Blackburn Rovers with the red card. The last 6, though, at Ewood, it's been pretty, what can I say? They've all been, 5 of the last 6 have been draws. And in fact, the last 5 have ended up all square. Sam Gallagher used to score for fun against these guys. He's no longer with us. So who will we call upon this time around? Let's take a look at the last 10 then over the course of the history books. We've got to go all the way back to actually 2020 for Blackburn Rovers' last victory. It was a 4-0 win. I was on the road. I was at the RCA in maybe the league championship, of course. And we also picked up a 3-1 win against them in 2017 in the Cup. I think Smallwood scored a banger on that one, if my memory serves me rightly. Let's take a look at the last 30 then. Again, Coventry have the edge, 11 wins to our 9. There's been 10 draws. We do have more goals than they do in this little statistic. Kick it off forward, take a look at the values. Of course, Coventry do rock in a near 80 million euro squad compared to our 50 million, averaging 2.94 million euros a player to our 1.72. They have a younger squad to ours. They have the same amount of national team players. We have more youth national team players, but they have more foreigners in the books at the moment. Take a look at the managers under the microscope. Of course, both of them have a similar age. Eustace is actually, a few months younger than actually Frank Lampard, 45 years of age to his 46. He has a 1.50 points per match ratio compared to that of Frank Lampard, 1.48. Eustace's record against Coventry is not great. He's managed against them 4 times yet to win, and his record against Lampard also pretty shitty. Of course, only once against him, but he did lose. Meanwhile, Lampard's record against Rovers isn't also that great. He's actually managed against us twice yet to win against us, but he has, of course, got that all-important victory over John Eustace to his name. Star players, we'll get to those in a minute. This is the squad as of right here, right now, for Blackburn Rovers. Ainsley Pears, of course, will continue between the sticks. Is there an argument for Dean Sanderson to come in? Maybe we can occupy a back 3, perhaps, or maybe he could be pushed further forward. Who knows? But, of course, questions need to be answered after that poor display against Oxford on the weekend. Meanwhile, into midfield, again, no Travis. It looks like Tronstad could be out for 6 to 8 weeks. Does that open up the door for Jake Garrett? Will that block a loan move? What do we do? What do we do? Adam Forshaw's getting a lot of pelters online. I didn't think he was that bad. I thought he was not great. He had a couple of missed skewed passes, a couple of missed shots, but I don't know when he last kicked a ball, so maybe give him a little bit of grace for his cameo there. And then, of course, no Yuki Hashi as well. And McTagate is just, needs the confidence at the moment. This is my squad then. On my team, we got pairs between the sticks. Owen Beck, Dom Hyam, Danny Bart. We got Callum Britton, as you would expect. John Buckley remains. I thought he was very good against Oxford. JRC would probably be the only one that could come in here if we're going to occupy the same formation. Dewberry, Cantwell, Dolan, Wyman up top for me. Then we have at least Hedges. We have at least McTagate on the bench to come on. Of course, some surprises. And maybe Sigurdsson could be back as well to offer us a bit of an opportunity as well. Kicking on forward, let's take a look at the opposition then. It is Coventry. They've got likes of Dovin between the sticks. Ben Wilson, Bradley Collins, also capable goalkeepers. You would imagine one of those guys would want to make a move in the January window because they're not getting games. Meanwhile, Kitching, of course, has been linked with Rovers, but he's been playing. Van Elwick as well. Lata Boisdoux, Louis Binks, of course. Into midfield, the likes of Sakamoto, Ben Sheaf, Jack Brodoni, Victor Torp's in there. And then up top, Haji Wright, very good player. Ellis Sims, very good player. And Thomas Ashante, who did score last time around in their game in the victory over Bristol City. And again, has been linked with Rovers in the recent transfer mumblings. Meanwhile, this is what I'm going to go with. Of course, it is the team that did beat Bristol City. We got Dovin between the sticks, Kitchen, Binks and Lata Boisdoux. De Silva on the left, Van Elwick on the right, Rodoni, Allen and Torp in midfield. Thomas Ashante alongside Ellis Sims up top. Haji Wright could be involved in some capacity if he is fit and raring to go. Let's take a look then at, of course, the key players. I've got Dolan for Rovers. I've got Van Elwick on the right-hand side there for Coventry. I've added a cool €9 million. He plays as a right-back. Rovers, of course, Tyrone Stone occupies as a winger, whether it's the right, left, or even down the middle. Again, opportunity has knocked or risen for Dolan, maybe to step it up and become a hero for us in our time of need. Take a look at the star players for both Rovers and Coventry. The star man on the pitch has been Haji Wright with a 7.23 average this season, compared to the Rovers' best player being Ainsley Pears with a 7.14. Both pairs and better that of Ben Sheaf, who's in second spot for Coventry. And then, of course, it kind of evens itself out with Callum Britton in third, Jack Rodoni as well, and then the chasing pack. Of course. As for the teams itself, despite Coventry's position of around about 14th or 15th for the table, they are ranked 10th out of the 24 teams in the division with a 6.88 average. Rovers are still 7th with a 6.93 despite being 5th in the table. We've both played 27 games. Rovers have scored 31 to their 35. We've scored 24 to their 37, and they do average more goals scored than we do, 1.3 to our 1.1. As for the pass success rate, again, better that coming from Coventry, 56.1 compared to 46.9. We do have 11 clean sheets to their just 6. As for duels won, we are better in all category, bar the last one, which was aerial duels, which of course goes in favour of Coventry with 52.2% success rate with their aerial duels, of course. As for red cards, Rovers have got 2. Coventry have yet to had a red card at the moment. Well, what about the shots and the possession and all that kind of stats? Let's take a look at it right here, right now. Coventry, at the bottom of the graphic there, coming at you. More often than not, prefer the left-hand side to the right. Rovers prefer the right to the left. And when in possession, Rovers are more often than not in the defensive third than the attacking third. That's actually flipped for Coventry. More often than not, they are in the attacking third than the defensive third. And of course, shots preferential for both clubs, preferring the right for Coventry. Rovers evenly split between the left and the right. And of course, more often than not, 57% of the shots are in the 18-yard box, just 53% for Coventry in that same area of the field. Meanwhile, when of course they're on the receiving end of some shots, Rovers are more often than not getting them from the left-hand side, Coventry from the right, and 6% in the 6-yard area for Rovers and 7% in the 6-yard area for Coventry. As for the goals that have been scored, Rovers have scored 21 through open play, 5 set pieces, 3 counter-attacks, 1 penalty and 1 OG. As for Coventry, 23 of their goals, open play, 7. Oh, wow. 7 set pieces, 3 counter-attacks, just 1 penalty and 1 OG. As for goals conceded by Rovers, 15 through open play, 6 set pieces, 3 penalties, compared to Coventry's at 23 open play, 8 set pieces, 4 counter-attacks, 1 penalty and 1 own goal. That's right. What about the form coming into this one? Now, Rovers away form has been was good. actually was shit, then it was good, and then went shit, and then we just picked up a win against, actually, it's not away form, we're actually talking about the home form. That's right, probably the same could be said for that. Our home form was good, then it went a bit shit, then it went good, and then it went a bit shit, and then now, of course, coming into this on the back of a win against Portsmouth. Hopefully, we can continue that winning streak to make it back-to-back wins at Ewood. As for Coventry's away form, not the best. Just one win in the last 6, 3 defeats in the last 4. So there is hope there for Coventry. They've actually scored in at least the last 3 away matches coming at you heading into. So let's take a look at Rovers then. Of course, what's happened, and what will happen in the future. Of course, coming into on the back of that 1-0 loss to Oxford. Of course, recently though picked up wins against Portsmouth and Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. Wasn't long ago till that derby loss against Burnley. Also a big win, a big point against Leeds as well. Moving forward, after this game, we go to Thrashton Gate on the weekend. Hope to be there for that one. We'll hope to be, I mean behind the camera for that one. And then it's a Preston on Friday night. And then moving forward, QPR, and then it's Wolves, and then it's West Brom and Tony Mowbray reunion over at the Hawthorns. As for Coventry, they're of course coming into this on the back of that 1-0 win over Bristol City. They also beat Sheffield Wednesday on penalties. Both those games were at home. Their last couple of away matches have resulted in just a point. Losing to Norwich and then picking up that point against Cardiff. Moving forward, they'll take on Watford, back in their own place, then Swansea, then Leeds, or there was going to be Leeds, and then it's actually going to be taking on Ipswich Town, Premier League Ipswich Town at the RCA, and then they'll take on QPR on the 11th of February. Let's take a look at the strengths and weaknesses for both Rovers and Coventry. Rovers are strengths attacking down the wings, aerial duels, protecting the lead and stealing the ball from the opposition. Weaknesses though, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. We like to play in our own half, be very aggressive and attempt through balls often. Coventry though, their strengths are coming back from losing positions, attacking down the wings, creating chances through using through balls and using individual skill. Weaknesses though, scoring chances, defending against attacks down the wings and stopping opponents from creating chances. Their style of play, out wide, possession football, often they ping the ball in into the box there, crosses often, control the game in the opposition half, non-aggressive, they do mix up their 11 and they like their opponents to play aggressively against us. Rovers will score from a wing play situation, Coventry will control the game in the opposition half and Rovers will be shown a high number of cards, but Coventry dominating possession throughout the match. That's of course the uptake of the match. What about the situation in the table? Well, it looks a little bit like this, guys. Rovers currently find themselves in 5th and they will be 5th if they pick up a win against Coventry on Tuesday. A defeat could see us tumble down to at least 8th in the table, and a win for Coventry could see them go up as high as 12th in the table. Then maybe, just maybe, a late surge for the playoffs. Who bloody knows? Of course, the journey thus far has been like this. Of course, Rovers are represented by the green. It's been a bit of a slump and then a bit of an uptick. Fortunately, results went our way this past weekend to remain in the top 5. Coventry started off good and then trailed off a little bit. Cost a man his job. Lampard come in and he's kind of steadied the ship in and around about 16th, 17th in the table as of right now. But of course, that's what's ahead. What else is ahead this weekend over in the Championship? We'll take a look at the stat-packed or slam-packed fixture list. Of course, all eyes at Ewood. Philly Pete will be behind the microphone there on Tuesday. Hull City against QPR, Derby against Sunderland, Borough against West Brom in the Tony Mowbray Derby, Swansea City against Sheffield United. We've got Watford, Preston, Oxford against Luton Town, and then Millwall against Cardiff. Those are the 8 games on Tuesday. Handful of games on Wednesday. Wednesday against Bristol City, Portsmouth against Stoke, Leeds against Norwich, and Plymouth Argyle take on Burnley over at the south coast there. What about, of course, the goal scorers? Well, we're not going to look at that because I didn't update that graphic. We're going to go straight to my prediction then, shall we? Now, this, of course, is where it's all at, guys. Of course, this is definitely a winnable game, but it's also a more than likely losable game because what Coventry do have that we don't have, they are snowed under with strikers, and they do have a bit more depth than we do across the board. When you look at it, even in the goalkeeper departments, they've got very, very good options across the board, but more crucially, they have a lot of firepower up top. Sims hasn't been firing on all cylinders. I say that now. He'll probably thump in a hat-trick this time around. And of course, Thomas Ashanti, a player that we have been linked with, but is now going to get regular games and probably regular goals. So Coventry have the firepower. They should probably win this game because Rovers right now are on the ropes. We've had a good season to now, but this is where we usually fall off. And these games are those that go 50-50. You know what I mean? Like the Like the Oxford one was a 50-50 one. Probably I would have taken a draw. And I'm probably going to take a draw on this one, to be honest with you, because we haven't got the firepower. If we could be as defensive as we have been, or solidly for the most part of the season, I think we'll get a share of the spoils here. I think our defence may come out on top against a Coventry City who have not been the best on the road. So, of course, it'll be a good point for Coventry. It'll continue their recent run of events against us. They are our bogey team. No disrespect to Coventry. But we are due a win. But I just don't think we have the tools to win. If we were fully booked with Travis, Tronstad, Yuki Ahashi, Pickering, etc., I think we could probably get a result here. But I think because we have limited options up top, our midfield has taken a whack to the belly. And, of course, the replacements that we brought in not necessarily are going to be able to get us over the line. So I'm going to go with a 0-0 and then hope upon hope that something more miraculous happens in the transfer window in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, Rovers are going to be a little bit toothless and we'll end up mediocre in the middle of the pack. Save our season, Venkies. Get your fucking finger out your fucking wallet and get us a couple of signings that will give us a big boost this time around. This is it. This is your chance to make the fucking playoffs. We've been waiting. Get a fucking striker. Put your money where your mouth is. Take a hit, for fuck's sakes. Go for it. And then give us a striker that can hopefully steer us in the right direction. Until then, I'm out of here. Subscribe, smash the like. Join Pete Tuesday. I'll be watching behind the scenes. But until then, I'll see you soon for the next one.